What is going on, everybody? It is Monday. It's 7 o'clock today because we're a bit early. We're doing an early show today. And welcome to What's the 411. I'm very excited, very pleased, and very cold. It's cold outside. Can you believe if you're in Toronto, you know that we got a shocker yesterday. It was the November 1st, and November 1st came in with a bang. Like, who was expecting that snow? Like, I know I was not expecting that snow, but it definitely made its appearance. And then this morning, we woke up and there was snow on the cars, snow on the roofs of the homes. There was snow outside. So that was nuts. That was definitely unexpected. But to be honest with you, it's a bit nice to see as well at the same time. Like, we weren't expecting the snow, but it's always nice to see snow. It looks nice. You don't want to be cold outside, but the snow does look nice. And as I was mentioning in a couple of my posts, seasons, they come and they go. So it's a new season, the fall season, and it's what's to be expected, right? And no season is going to be like the prior one. So last fall is definitely not going to be like this fall, and next fall will not be like this fall either. So we have to embrace the seasons, and whatever they bring, we embrace the change, right? And I think that's important for us to enjoy where we are in whatever season we're in, because because as we know it, right? The seasons go by so fast, and we're honored and blessed here in Canada to have all four seasons. We're blessed, honestly, so really lucky to have each and every one of them. Although most people's favorite, or I would say most people favor summertime. I mean, I love summer. We just love to be able to be outside. The days are longer, the sun is out. It's nicer, when it's summertime. Everybody's vibe is different. Things are it's just a happy time, summer, you know what I mean? But also winter is beautiful as well. Winter is definitely beautiful when you look outside and it's snowing, and it's a nice look. I also love going outside in that crisp air. When you bundle up properly, you're wearing gloves, you're wearing the scarf, the hat, and everything. You don't know, I'm gonna definitely need a hat this winter, keep my head warm. But it's nice when you're out there. The one thing that I dread about winter is the slush. That's one thing that I hate, the slush. When it's that fresh packing snow, I don't mind that because you can, maneuver. But when it's that slush and it's wet and it's that dampness, I don't like. And you know what it is. You got to get them proper winter boots. I was going to say Christmas boots. You got to get winter boots. You got to get that proper jacket. Like, this is the time right now. I mean, prices are going to be high if you haven't already secured your winter jacket and winter boots. But buying a good pair, there's nothing like a good pair of winter boots, nothing like a good winter jacket. Because this the season, right? So I think there's like about 8 weeks left until the end of 2020. Like, we are coming in like real close to the end of this quarter, and we're excited to see what 2021 has in store for us. We want to also congratulate ourselves from where we have been. This year was a doozy. You know what I mean? It definitely took us on a roller coaster ride. There was a lot happening in everybody's life in 2020. So we just want to say, first of all, thank God for 2020 and the pivoting that we had to do. When you're placed in certain kind of circumstances, sometimes you realize what you're capable of. So we're glad that we're here right now. Things may not have been exactly the way we wanted it to be 2020, but at the end of the day, we're still here, we're still fighting, and we're still making those moves. I want to just thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for being a part of 416 Love's journey. I want to thank you guys for being a part of What's the 411. You guys are always coming through every single Monday, supporting your girl right here, and I appreciate that. I also have been doing a little bit of, this and that behind the scenes. So you done know I have the book out, Figure It Out, and I am just overwhelmed and flabbergasted, or flattered. I don't even know which word to use. I'm so like, happy, happy about the book, happy about, people's responses to the books. I'm also happy about everything that the book, everything that the book is bringing. So I appreciate those who are supporting it. I also want to let you guys, or just remind you about my course coming up. It starts tomorrow. Definitely am excited about the course. We did the 2 online free sessions last week, which were awesome. We have a lot of good individuals who are coming out for the course, so that makes me super excited. Also, just excited to get back into the teaching thing. That is something that I always had a passion for, so this is really exciting for me. So tomorrow is our first day. Day 1 of the course. Still have an opportunity to sign up for it. If you're interested, definitely send me an email, and I'll hook you up with all the information on how to sign up for that. But we are very, very excited for tonight's guest. Rich Williams is coming through. He's going to be talking to us about having a relationship with God, and the taboo of marriage in today's society, today's world. How many people out here are really still getting married, how many people are really interested in marriage, and then what that means to him as an individual, and then what the sacrament of marriage is to God. And that's an important conversation I feel like we need to have. He's out here. His handle on Instagram is Husband in the Making, because he believes he is out here waiting for his wife, right? So he does life and relationship coaching. So I'm really, really excited to hear all of the good things that he has to say about God's message in the Bible about marriage, and then his own personal experiences with different individuals with respects to the topic. So it's going to be great. Can't wait for that. So just want to thank you guys for popping on What's the 411 today. Of course, we have a lot going on. I didn't mention to you guys today, but we have the summit. This is our fall edition of the summit coming up for November 21st. That is Saturday, November 21st. Now, this summit is not going to be 12 hours long. The last summit was super long. It was filled with a bunch of different individuals who did wonderful things. So much expertise filled in that 12-hour period. But it was a long day. So we are cutting it short. We are going to have the summit from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. So we're really excited about the different individuals we have on. At the end of this week, I believe you're going to start to see some feature flyers come out. With respects to the people that we are having, the different types of expertise we are bringing to the table for this fall edition. So we're really pumped and excited about that. And yeah, so by the end of the week, we're hoping to also do a live with, a couple of different individuals. We also have a lot of different commercials and advertisements that we're featuring. So we'll be promoting those and showing those. A bunch of different people, new people, which is also always wonderful to have coming through and talking to us about what it is that they do, but also advertising. We've got a lot of advertising, a lot of different business going on. So I want to encourage you guys, November 21st, make sure that you are coming through, supporting it, and this is a free event, so you can definitely watch it. We're going to be broadcasting live to YouTube, and it's going to be on a Zoom, so you'll get the link and everything in the bio. I'll put the link in the bio. I'll also put the link on most of the advertising and promoting that we're doing, so that you could just click the link, add yourself to the list, and then show up at 12 o'clock on November 21st. We're excited about that. So look out for the feature posters this week coming up. What else do we have going on? We have so much going on. I just actually booked my last day for What's the 411 in 2020. So there are no more available dates for this year. I am totally booked up for 2020, and I can't believe that this year has it's flying by. We only have about 8 weeks left, and I have all my spots filled. So right now I am booking for 2021. I can't believe this. 2021 I'm booking for. So I really want to encourage you guys to make sure that if you know somebody who is looking to have an interview, if you know somebody who is trying to promote their business, just send me their handle. I'll reach out to them or let them know to reach out to me, and I will definitely love to have them on the show to interview them, because as I always say, we are all unique. We all have this unique fingerprint that you're a one and only, you're a one of a kind, right? So there's something that you bring to the table. There's something that you bring that nobody else has. So we need to know what that is. We need to encourage you to bring that out, and so we could see what you have, because God definitely put something special in every single one of us, and it's our duty to make sure that we're sharing it with the masses, right? So definitely excited about that. What else do we have? We have a lot going on. 2021, there's 8 weeks left, and I don't know about you guys, but it's crunch time. So this month, we, of course, are going to do another 10-day challenge. We're going to do it from November 10th to November 19th, so 10 days of intense planning for 2021. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to be focusing on for this 10-day challenge. You will find out on November 10th. But make sure you pull up your socks and get ready to dig in deep. We are definitely going to be taking a good look at things that went right for 2020, things that didn't go so well for 2020, and then, of course, how we're going to pivot to make sure that we can reach those end of the year goals, because we still have time. We only have 8 weeks left, but at the same time, you could still you'll reach those goals and those aspirations. If you can see it, then you have to make sure that you can turn your vision into fruition this year. 2020, right? So 2021 is coming in. We also want to start looking at what are your goals for the new year. And instead of just thinking of what your goals are for 2021, I want you to think 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And how are things going to change? What do you really want to see in the future for yourself? So we are going to make a list for the 5 years, which are 5 things. We are also going to make a list for 10 years. So we're going to double that up and make it 10 things. So 5 major changes you want to see in your future, short term, and then 10 for that long term. And then immediately, 2021, what do you want to see? And we're going to write down 3 major things that you want to see in 2021. And then we're going to start breaking them down. How are we going to get there? How are you going to make it happen? Because once you start writing things down, there's a power in writing things down. There's power in making a plan. And of course, you definitely want to place your plans before the Lord when you are doing these things. You want to put your plans down. We all have plans, right? We're making these plans. We're writing these things out. We have a strategic list on how we want things done. But at the same time, we have to give him our list, let him know what it is that we want, and then figure out how we're going to get there. And many times we fall down. We don't reach those goals all the time in the manner in which we want to reach them. But you always have to remember that sometimes the road isn't going to be straight. It's never always that perfect path. You just meet all those goals and, you're hitting the board, keeps on. No, it's not always like that. For some goals it may be, but for others, you have to realize that there are going to be challenges. So you also want to think about what challenges you're going to meet. You want to think of the things that you can prepare yourself for. This may happen. Let me make sure that if this does come up, how am I going to battle it? You know what I mean? What am I going to do to make sure that I can win? What steps am I going to take if I do fall down, not to kind of throw this plan away and just forget it and say, I can't do this. And then you're going to want to make sure that you have a good support system around you. Make sure that you have people that are going to keep you accountable, people that are going to be honest with you, people that are going to tell you when you are not following what you got to do, when you are doing things that just, they don't make no sense. You got to have that good support system around you, right? And then also, you want to make sure that you're being accountable to your own goals. You want to stay committed to yourself. So keep your commitments. Sorry, keep your commitments to your commitments. You always have to stay committed, 100%. There's absolutely nothing is going to happen if you don't stay committed to your goals. And then, how do you stay committed to your goals? People always ask me, how do you stay committed to your goals? Yeah, I write a bunch of lists down, but how do you actually follow through? You have to break down your goals. You push yourself towards those goals, but you also have to celebrate the things that you're doing. You know what I mean? Celebrate yourself. When you do something good, for yourself, when you finish a task, do something nice for yourself. Like, get yourself that extra coffee, or give yourself a bubble bath, or you know what I mean? Like, do something that you go take a walk by yourself, for a bit, whatever. Just find some way to actually relax. Take a day off, do something. It's important to make sure that you are celebrating your wins, you know what I mean? And not just big wins. Like, there are a lot of mini, small, little things that you can do for yourself. Eat a piece of cake. You know what I'm saying? I had some great cake this weekend, actually. Shout out to All Caked In, because she is the queen of cakes. But, like, get yourself a piece of cake. Buy yourself something. Go shopping. Right now, a lot of us are doing online shopping. Online shopping is cool. You know what I mean? I personally love to go into the store and I catch a vibe, and I just love shopping. You know what I mean? Go buy yourself something. I know I could do that all day long. You know what I'm saying? There are things that you just know that you love. Go visit a friend. There's just stuff to do. So you got to make sure that, number one, you're putting your plans down. Number two, you're writing your plans down. You're asking the Lord for guidance when you are writing these plans down. And then you're breaking those plans down into itty bitty small tangible things that you can do, to-do lists, tasks for the day, even for the hour. Break things down. You will be accomplished. You will get what you got to get done. Then you've got to have a security. You've got to have people around you. You've got to have that support system that is going to be able to assist you when things get rough. You know what I'm saying? So you have that. And then celebrate yourself. Those are all things that you really need to make sure that you're doing in order to win. Okay, so this next 8 weeks, we are really, really going to be focusing on how we are going to make sure that we end strong for 2020, and then how we're going to come in strong for 2021. So if you remember, back in August, we did I think it was a 10-day challenge. We did a 10-day challenge about what we wanted to do, what our goals were for 2021. So if you were following that challenge, you want to go back to your goals, what you had thought about in August, and reflect on those goals. See where you are right now, because a lot of times we put so many things ahead of us that we can actually do right now. So I know for myself, one of my goals was to do the course. I wanted to launch my online course in January of 2021. And I actually got everything that I needed to get it done, and realized that it is possible for me to have it done in November of 2020. So that's why I decided to do it now. And so you want to go back to your list, recheck your list, see what it is that you were aspiring to do for 2021. See what can be done now, and then get it done. And never slip, never hesitate on what you can do today. You must do, and do not leave for tomorrow what can be done today. That's a very, very important gem right there that you want to make sure that you're doing. If you have something on your to-do list, and you're just feeling a little bit lazy, push yourself that much harder and make sure that you're getting everything done today that you can, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. Every single day has its own troubles, struggles, worries, whatever. You've got stuff to do tomorrow that you may not even anticipate today. So make sure if you have to get it, if you have something to do today and you can do it, get it done. Also, we're coming into, this cold weather, cold and flu season, naturally and normally, right? So you want to make sure that you're eating healthy because and drinking all your ginger tea and all that good stuff, to get your immune system nice and pumped. And I remember telling you guys about this in August and September to start preparing your body for this type of season, especially because, everybody's talking about this coronavirus and everything. But at the same time, you have to actually just prepare yourself for what we know is coming. We know this season is coming. It comes with coughs, it comes with colds naturally every single year. So you want to make sure that you're building up your immune system for what's happening out here. You know what I mean? It just snowed yesterday, so it's possibly going to be a cold winter. We're not 100% sure now. We don't know, but it's possibly going to be cold. So we want to make sure that we are bundling up properly, taking care of ourselves, making sure that we're wearing the right attire for the weather, and then of course inside, making sure that your body inside is taken care of. So that ginger tea is going to come in handy, making sure you're drinking up your soups and just eating well during this time. It's very important. So there are definitely a lot of things that we are excited about and coming up for this year. So we are about to go live with Rich Williams, who just jumped in the chat so that we could get this conversation on and pop in. I am excited about it.
Hey, what's going
How are
on?
you, how are you doing?
I'm good. I apologize. I was doing errands and I underestimated the New York City traffic. So, yeah,
Okay, that's okay. How's everything going?
everything's perfectly great. I'm s- I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. Great. I'm excited to hear about all your expertise
Okay.
and everything. So let's jump right into it. Just introduce yourself and tell us a bit about who you are.
Hey everybody. My name is Rich. I'm husband in the making. This, my name was birthed and what I do. I was birthed. I often tell people it was birthed out of failures, out of trying to understand women. Um, so I want to. What I do is I want to encourage men and women to pursue God, pursue their purpose, and understand each other because I feel like in the relationships right now in 2020, especially men are not understanding what women need and women are not understanding what men need. So that's a little bit about me. That's my aspirations.
Okay, okay. So where did Husband in the Making come from? I mean, you said that it came, I guess it was kind of birthed out of trying to understand women and where they're coming from, but how did this name Husband in the Making um, originate?
Well, it's actually a young lady on Instagram. Her name was Wife in the Waiting, and I was like, I like that name. I wanted to portray that I am still being made. You know, I'm giving advice for men and women, but I wanted the world to know really that it's okay to want to be married. It's okay to want to say, hey, I would like somebody in my life. When it's so cool nowadays to be like, you know how it is. Oh, you got a lot of men and women. I'm cool being single. I'm good. But at the end of the day, they sitting in their bed and they lonely and they want to be with somebody. So, um, I wanted to portray that boldly out there, and it's a bold name, so I said, why not?
For sure, for sure. So you are a life coach,
Yeah,
relationship coach.
yes.
Okay, talk to us about that.
Life coaching, relationship coaching. It just it somebody actually prophesied that to me, while I was growing this page. So, and people kept asking me questions. They would ask me questions about relationships, their own relationships, things like that. So that's how I really got into it because I was already doing it on the page. People would ask me questions, and I was like, hey, might as well get the certificate and make it official. So, life coaching because, like I said, I failed so many times. Um, I really have. I failed so many times, but in my failing, I've gained understanding. Every loss has been a win for me. Will be a win for me, and and that's what people. Life is full of losses. You're gonna lose probably way more than you win. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's true. You're gonna lose a lot more than you win. But the thing is, you have to learn from those things that hey, what caused me to fail at this point? What caused me to lose? What way of thinking is hindering my life where I can get to the next level? So that's what I help people do to get out that rut because I've been there. I've actually was homeless at one point. So, I've been there, frustrated, trying to build a business, ended up homeless. So I've been there. And the willingness to just help people get out of that is, I still, I'm not perfect. I still fight it every day. I have my own life coach. So, um, life coaching and being a life coach, I think every coach should have a coach. So,
Hmm. And you mentioned something really important there, like, about the topic of getting married and how people are pretending kind of like they don't really want to be with somebody, but they do really want to be with somebody. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that? Like, why do you think that is?
um, I think it's, I think people don't want to have the perception of being needy. And I can definitely understand that as from a man and studying relationships and studying what women want is see, women don't want to seem desperate or that they, um, that hey, they may have this education, but what they really want is a family. What they really want is deep down root of the what women I've coached and talked to, they still want a man to be a provider and protector, in the alpha in a relationship, a leader, pretty much. And men, you know, man, I still get the name, and you seem kind of a little bit desperate. So people don't want to seem desperate. People don't want to seem needy. People don't want to say I do want this because it can come off as needy. And when you come off as needy, you can sometimes turn people off. It's just how it is, and people know that and they realize that, so they don't say it. They don't say what they actually want. So,
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. So like as a coach and listening to different like issues men and women are, bringing to you, what are some of the most common things you hear?
um, for men, how do I get a girl? And it's almost something that I've discovered is for men, focus on focus on your purpose, man. Focus on your purpose. Focus on God. Focus on your purpose. Um, because as a young man, many of us, especially in the black community, I don't know about any other race, but in America, we've been raised by single black mothers. So um, we haven't been told it's okay to focus on you. It's okay. Women hear that a lot. It's okay to focus on you, girl. Go ahead, get your education. Go ahead, get that house. Go ahead. But you haven't heard that it's okay to focus. It, majority of what you hear on social media and media is focus on her and not focus on yourself. Um, and that's still every day is something I battle with is focusing on me and saying my needs. And as far as women, I hear a lot of I'm educated, I'm successful. How come I'm not attracting that man, that I want, you know, and helping women realize that, we it's hard for women to say, you know, um, but we don't necessarily look at that. You're looking for a man to be a provider, so a lot of women are looking to be like, okay, I want to protect myself, and I want to do these things. So they get into that masculine. They get in the education, which is nothing wrong, but then they're like, well, I'm successful. They're being everything they want in a man, thinking that would attract a man, but that doesn't. We don't really look at education. Women don't look at that. They'll look at, oh, okay, he got his master's. Oh, okay, he got his PhD. I like that. I mean, he's dedicated to something. He's growing. But a man can be like, oh, she graduated high school. She's super fine. You know what I'm saying? Okay, oh, she got her PhD. Okay, well, she kind of a six, and that other girl's a nine to me in beauty standard. So but women are confused. They're like, well, why wouldn't you go with the? Because we don't look at that. So that's one of the things that I help, really help women understand that and men understand, hey, you got to focus on you too, man. It's okay to focus on you. It's okay to go after your dreams and goals.
Hmm. Well, that's a big tip right there because a lot of women, we are told to focus on ourselves, and push ourselves to make sure that we set up ourselves for that individual coming into our lives, but we don't realize that maybe that's not what we're missing something, you know what I mean? So that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. 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 So I'm called to be a little bit controversial. Um, I've noticed some things in as far as relationship, as far as men, as far as women, and it goes, I guess, counter culture really even as a Christian. And I want to say it, and sometimes it can come off rough, but my intention is to come off with love. My intention is to come off with understanding, and I do have some women in my inbox say I don't think that's true, or you know, some women have told me I don't think this is not, or some men think that as well. You know, um, it just it's challenging to challenge people because I have both men and women in my inbox sometimes, not all the time, not every day, but man, you always talk to the women, what I'm saying. So it's something about the men and the women getting, well, you always talk about the men and how come, and I don't like your page, I'm unfollowing. And it's like, I can't, you just gonna have to, this is just a growth page. It's not something that I'm trying to make people upset. I just want people to, and I desire people to grow because I want relationships to succeed.
Right. So what else are some of like the controversial things that, come up?
Um, well, for example, um, women don't want you to be all about them. And that's hard for the society to say that, but it's very true. I was just listening to a young man that was on Steve Harvey's show, and it just killed me because um, I think it was just one of the advice I took as a young man, as being young as well. Um, it's very controversial because the young man was Steve Harvey pretty much asked, "So where would you take a young lady out on a date?" And he said, "Wherever she wants to go. I don't care if I don't like it, wherever she wants to go, you know." And he was like, "Man, you're on the right path." And I just cringed at that answer because he's taught to put no consideration of, okay, what actually do you want? You know, and in this factor of these days, men are taught because we don't have our fathers in the house that it's okay to think about you too. What is she doing for you? I just had a conversation in the barbershop about that with a young man, like his uncle talking to me about his, nephew, what is she doing for you, and most people would say, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying whatever she wants to go? But he's not thinking about himself. What about him? Where do you mutually both want to go? Where is something like, hey, I'm thinking about here. Women want you to take lead. They want you to take lead. She's not ask a woman, what you want to eat tonight? I don't know. Ask a woman if she's hungry. Ask her if she's hungry. And she say, no, I'm not hungry right now. You go to whatever fast food place you go, wherever you go get something to eat, you get some burger and fries, you sit on the table, you come back, she eating your fries. You gotta let her lead, you gotta lead. So um yeah, I think that we have been taught, and I was taught to be all about her and make her happy. But in reality, it should be a two-way street. So
Right.
I do coach women that it's okay to text. It's okay to text them first. It's okay. It really is. It's okay for you to give that good morning text to him first. It's okay because if he's on his purpose, if he's really on this offer, he's going to be pursuing his purpose. He may be a little bit too busy. He may be like, "Oh, that's nice. He's thinking about me." It's okay. And I'm not saying men you don't pursue either, because some people get that misconstrued. Like I'm saying, men should not pursue at all. But if she's not putting in time and effort as well, and I think that's what we've been taught in the Christian community. Most of them, too, is men are born to pursue, and some women are just thinking that I should just okay. Well, if he likes me, I'm gonna lay it. I'm just gonna lay back and all the text messages and all that's in reality that does turn a woman off. I've learned that the hard way. The hard way. In reality, if you're all about her, she has no interest in texting you back, and you're doing all the communication, then it's something wrong there. So that's one of the challenging things I, talk about as well.
Hmm. And then, so like, how do you encourage couples to create that balance, that proper balance where she's texting you, you're texting her, or whatever, the communication lines are open so you're both contributing equally or somewhat equally to the relationship?
For both of them,
Yeah.
be be okay with being different. For both of them, be okay with being
Hmm.
different. Be okay with being a man if you're a man, and for a woman being a woman. Be okay for a woman to, and men don't understand this because women, one of their primary needs is affection and communication. Women need that. It's okay for, and sometimes men don't understand that, you know. Um, Sometimes men think that a touch sometimes is just like, well, we're going to go straight to the bedroom because that's his, that's how we talk. That's how we think most of the time. But women sometimes just need that affection. And then women at the same time, they don't understand, like, hey, a primary need in marriage for a man is sex. So when women don't understand that, they, it's for me, I would never understand about women having a period, you know, and being pregnant and the things that goes on with that and the morning sickness and all that. I would never understand. And I want,
Hmm.
and I want him to understand that, the stress that she goes through her life, she needs that affection from me. She needs to wind down and for her to come home and for her to say, hey, you got 5 minutes. Talk to me. She needs that communication. She doesn't need you to come home, read the newspaper. We really don't read the newspaper. Or come home on social media and not talk, and then you like, hey, let me get some. And she like, you ain't talking to me all day. You talking to me. You say, hey, you know what I'm saying? She needs that communication. Um, so for both parties to be open and say, hey, this, and everybody's different. So I don't want to just, say this is this and this is that. Everybody's different. So listen to that person's needs. And for the other person to say, without me being judged, I'm going to share my needs as well. And for you not to say how, because a lot of times men won't understand that, you're in a relationship, you're married, just that, hey, I'm calling, just to check up on and see how your day, you know, that's that's an amazing thing for her. She said, oh, he really does care. And for women, at the same time, it's like that recreational companion, it's I know she don't like football, but she's like right here with me by my side, and and even when like, hey, she'll go to the game with me, she'll hang out with me. It's not something that she likes, but just because she wants to spend time with me for something that I'm doing, that speaks volumes to me.
Right, right. And then, of course, you talk a lot. You're obviously have a great relationship with God. Um, Talk to us about, the importance of a relationship with God, especially when you're on this journey of being a husband in the making.
Man, if I did not have a relationship with God, I probably would be a player. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would. I really would. Um, I would not have that nagging feeling of um, do her right because that's my daughter. You know, because I've it's easy to be a bad boy nowadays. It's easy to play with it, but that's not who I want to be because that's not who God made me be. It's okay. Um, my relationship with God, if didn't have a relationship with God, I would probably be, um, I don't know what you call red pill men. I don't know if you ever heard that term, but that's a term where men who they've given up on, um, they've given up on women. They've given up on dating. And a lot of men turn red pill because they were taught in the beginning to be all about women. And women say that, oh, I want him to be all about me. I want him to text fast. I want him to be there for me. I say I want him to be emotional. When you're too emotional, she really doesn't like that. I learned at the hard way. Um, to go to hear that and do that for most of their lives and realize women don't like that, then men turn cold. And without God in my life, I would be cold. I would be. I really would be. Um, I would not be husband to making. I'd probably be like never married. I don't trust love. When I know that God is love. So I'm telling and I'm coaching still with the hope of, you know, hey, I'm understanding women more and understanding myself and understanding how to slow down a lot. Um, and it's hard. It's easier to just really want to play and play around and play games, but God keeps me in check, and knowing that, you know, He did die for me. He did die for my sins. He did die for me to be a light in this world, for people to see. He wants people want to see Christ's character reflected in me, to the point where red pill men wouldn't dare die for a woman, but Christ died for the church. So that's my calling. That's who I am. I'm gonna stay there. Um, so in this generation of, men are getting this because men get hurt too. Men definitely get hurt too. I've been hurt, and I've learned why I was, um, because I was taught things. I listened pretty much. I listened to women about what women wanted, and that's not what they really wanted. I felt, and I would be so upset if if God wasn't my reality. I would probably have lost hope, and I probably would have lost hope in love. But God is love, you know, and it has allowed me to be patient. Has allowed me not to give up.
Mhm. Yeah, and so you're in pursuit of marriage then. So you're fully supporting marriage.
Oh yeah, I think marriage is one of the greatest things in the world. Um, you have two people that love God and make that commitment and say, you know what, I'm not going to, and I have faith that you're not going to leave. We're going to stick this together, through thick and thin. Um, it creates a sense of relief, like that somebody has my back, because friends can come and go, you know, friends can move away, you can grow apart and you don't really mean to, but when you have that lifelong partner and you're both seeking to understand each other, both seeking to grow and saying this is going to work and this is our vision for our marriage and this is our vision for our family. This is the legacy that we want to leave. I think it's a beautiful thing because it allows you to grow too. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to say the wrong things. It's going to be a lot of forgiving. Um, it's going to be a lot of, I can't stand this person sometimes, but it allows you to grow because marriage is a reflection of yourself sometimes. It allows you to look in the mirror and say, God, I don't like when she does this, or I don't like when he does that. But then God will turn the mirror around and say, okay, well, let's not focus on them. Let's focus on you and what you can do. Because you can only change you. If you go into a marriage trying to change somebody or in a relationship trying to change somebody, it'll never work. So I'm in full support of it because I know it will make me a better. Um, and I know I can stomp on Satan's kingdom by myself, and I have, but I'm trying to shake and destroy it.
Mm, okay. So what is like, what do you think about marriage in today's society? There's so many different individuals who are going to be like, well, marriage, like, are we really still doing this in 2020? Like, are there still a lot of people who believe in marriage? Like, what's your opinion on it?
I think people are hurt. A lot of people are not healed. Um, a lot of people give up easily. They equate one or two or three bad experiences and say they don't they don't believe in love, but then at the same time yearning for love. They're like saying, I don't believe in God, but at the same time yearning for God, yearning for answers, you know. So I think that's the current state of love right now. I'm seeking to make a revolution about it. Um, People want love. They don't necessarily believe it's out there. But if you keep speaking that and believing that, you'll grow old and bitter that love didn't come, but that's what you believe. That's what you held on to. And my goal is to help people believe again because it's one or two bad experiences from somebody you thought was toxic. Maybe it just didn't work out. Maybe that person just wasn't for you at that time. And you just have to forgive, move on, and still believe in love because it's going to come. Love does come. I don't know how many times I met men and women say, man, I, I did meet a woman that was for me, but I wasn't healed or I still held bitterness and I couldn't receive that kind of love. And vice versa with women. I couldn't receive the love that that man was giving me because I didn't even believe it was true because so many men hurt me. And then when that man left, it was too late. And now it's 2 years later and I see him married with kids and that couldn't have been me. I don't know how many times I've heard that story. So we need to heal and keep believing that love is possible and keep being vulnerable. There's stages to that, especially for men. Um, but yeah, keep believing, keep praying, and I'm in this battle with you. You know, um, coaching married people and be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, how come y'all can't get it? If I was married, I'd be, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is easy, but I'm not in the game. I'm not in their shoes, but I can help coach them. And then as a single man, designing marriage, not only designing marriage, but designing our family, with kids and, all that. I'm still believing and I'm praying, that I'm bringing hope to other people.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. How does somebody stay vulnerable, after they possibly have been hurt a couple of times? How do they, still believe in love? What are the steps to making sure that they can?
Well, first you got to heal. You have to heal. You have to let that person go. You have to let that bitterness go. Um, you've been vulnerable, and that necessarily was the wrong thing. Was maybe it was too fast? Sure, I can say that in my life. Maybe that vulnerability was too fast. You know, especially you know as a man, you hear two stories. You hear don't be vulnerable, be hard. Then you hear be vulnerable. Women want you to be vulnerable. So, in my own journey of healing is learning when to be vulnerable, and taking time and taking those steps to allow a woman to be vulnerable, and then coming alongside of that and knowing when. Because I still have to be her rock and I still have to be when she's emotional, I still have to be that rock. So knowing when to be vulnerable and how, um, it takes stages. It takes stages because a lot of people, they either on 0 or 100. They're not vulnerable at all. They cold. They don't want to be, they like, last time I showed vulnerability, this happened. I ain't never going to let it happen again. Men and women. And then some people on 100, as soon as you meet them, they're super vulnerable, and that can scare a lot of people away, you know,
Mhm.
um, because, they haven't, you know, built that level of, trust with you. And they're wondering, okay, if this person, is something wrong with that person, you know? So, yeah, I think that those steps of healing and letting go and believing in love and saying, okay, maybe I don't need to guard myself for 100, but like I said, they go on 0 and never be a good one. But let me just if you need to take baby steps and tell your partner that, just let me take baby steps. Let me take baby steps. Let me take my time because I was vulnerable last time and it hurt, but I'm willing to do that again. So,
Mhm. Yeah. And then you also were talking earlier a bit about knowing when the right person is coming along for you. How do people know that, hey, this person is the right person for me, or maybe this person isn't the right? Like, how do we distinguish?
only time will tell. You might not think that person is right for you in the beginning, then that person is right for you, or vice versa. You know? you got to let time and prayer and then your own discernment. A lot of people, um, sorry about that, YouTube. A lot of people will, in fact, um, I'm sorry, YouTube brought me out of the conversation. Um,
That's okay. The right person. We're just talking about the right
yeah,
person, like how we know.
a lot of you gotta let time. A lot, and then, okay, yeah, I was saying a lot of people will use, "Hey, I pray God take this person out of my life, or this person not for me," and I believe that that takes the responsibility away from you. God has given you a spirit of discernment as well. So sometimes when you pray that prayer, some people they really are expecting that person to be a counterfeit. We talk about counterfeit so many times, and like, okay, he's gonna mess up here, and she's gonna mess up there, and I got the devil everywhere. End up like glorifying the devil and not giving that person a chance to really show them who they really are. And only time and discernment will tell if that person's for you. And then that person might still be a great person, and then you might not be a great fit for that person. So, take your time, you know, know what that other person wants and be willing to give love a chance. Because so many people they lose on great relationship because I need more time and we still talking. I've been talking for 5 months. How long y'all gonna talk? You know what I'm saying? Like it's 5 months now. I can get it if it's a week, but okay, you still don't. Yeah, I don't know because this and that question.
Okay.
I'm
True. True. Very true. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock,
yeah.
so I'm about to. Instagram's gonna cut me off. So what I'm gonna do is close off this chat, and then I'm gonna hop back on,
I
and
actually
you
have
just come back
another.
in.
I have another Instagram
Do
like
you?
8 o'clock. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I just want to thank you so much for popping on and sharing your expertise.
I
I
appreciate you.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, and then if you have like a inspirational quote or anything that you quickly want to tell us so that we can use to motivate the masses with,
Never give up. You're looking
never
at
give up.
you looking at somebody who's taken 1,000 shots and missed 1,000 shots. But I've never given
Okay.
up hope, and I've gotten back up. And every time I took that shot, every time I'm like, I didn't make a single basket. I'm studying how I failed. I'm studying how, okay, which way I can be better without bitterness too. Life is a lesson.
Right.
So never give up. Never give up. Always be willing to learn.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and we'll definitely, definitely keep in contact. All
Definitely. I
right.
appreciate it. I'm gonna be on time next time. I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Take care. Have a good night, okay?
All right. God bless.
God bless you too. All right, guys. Instagram is winding me down, but you heard those words from Rich. Never give up and continue to pursue life. Hello, continue to pursue life without bitterness. Great, great show tonight. I just want to thank you guys so much for joining. And of course, next week I will be right here, 8 o'clock, giving you the 411 like I do every Monday. Okay? Take care, guys.